Hello, Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Kassler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ask Dave. Whenever I've been putting circuits together or dealing with something that is very small, I have turned to this microscope right here, which was given to me by an Augie. It's just got a stand back here. You can put something up to about this high underneath it. You can put like a circuit board, and you can get down, I mean down, to see what you need to see. I was putting together a circuit board once, and it would not work. It was a QRP Labs QCX, just the original QCX. And it just wouldn't work, and wouldn't work, and wouldn't work. And I tried all sorts of things. I finally put it under this microscope right here, and got a really good view of one of the surface mount chips and discovered there was a solder ball sticking across two of the contacts. So I got a very fine dental pick and just moved that out of the way, and poof, the circuit started to work as advertised. So I was really grateful for this microphone. It's very, very useful. Now, I was approached by another company about their microscope. Okay. This is from a company called Elikliv, which has got to be one of the stranger names I've come across in ham radio. Elikliv. I suppose if you knew Chinese, you would come up with a different way of saying that, but it's Elikliv. It's the model EK-DM202. And if you look at this, you can find it on Amazon, and the price is about $210. Now, as somebody pointed out to me in an email, when I review certain Chinese products, they have a very flexible pricing. They'll start moving the pricing up as people go to buy these. So at the time of this filming, it was $207.90, and that would qualify for free shipping. Now, what this thing consists of is a little pad, some lights, a microscope permanently mounted on this screen. This is a 10-inch screen, and it has a little remote control that allows you to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, and over here, 10-inch screen, 1,300 times magnification, enhanced 10-inch long bracket, 16 megapixel photos and HD video, touching control LED that just makes the lights brighter or dimmer, convenient remote control, of course. They wouldn't sell an inconvenient remote control. And you can connect it to your PC or TV, and it has a bunch of lights. Let's see what it says over on this side. Screen 10.1, magnification 3 times to 1,300. Compatible system, Windows, Mac OS. Light source, LED lights, and an SD card. Okay, now there is an SD card included. I really had to look for it and found that it was already inserted into the device. Before we jump over and take a look at the unboxing, I'd like to pay special attention and thank you to Bill Shebeck, who is a recent patron for this channel. You too can become a patron of this channel by going to patreon.com/KE0OG. Your support is appreciated. Okay, so yes, it is made in China. I was approached by this company, and they asked me to review one. And so they sent it to me for free. So full disclosure, they sent this to me for free. But I've been playing with it a lot. I thought I'd put it back in the box so you could kind of see the unboxing. First of all, there's a manual here in full color, and this manual is entirely in English. Okay. Now, what we have in here, the main thing that comes out is the LCD. Okay, this actually is the complete telescope, or microscope. There's a little camera in there. There's some LEDs. This thing bends, as we'll see. There's HDMI output, micro SD, USB, and a 5-volt output, which is used to power the base. Okay, so we'll just put that there. And then we pull out, this is the stand that we're going to put on the base to hold this up. Okay. We have some USB cables and a little power supply. These little things are kind of strange. This one and this one. This one right here is a light shield. And it did not come installed on here, though. I think it should have. But it kind of hooks in place, but there's nothing to hold it there except this thing right here, which snaps in place. Okay, and you can unsnap it if you need to. We pull out this very interesting piece of styrofoam, and we find the base. Okay, and there is a lint-free cloth to clean the optics if you need it. So I'll put this back in here. And we'll move the box out of the way. Now, I want you to notice something, because this is very important. This does not go straight down into there. It's at an angle. The reason it's at an angle is so that as you move the microscope up, it stays focused on the same central point. And that point is a big hairy bolt here that holds that tight. I would not ever change that. Now this goes on first. Okay. Now this right here, see how it goes through all the way? We're going to try and put this on, and it goes on pretty easily. Now note that goes too far. Okay, so what we need to do is get it right. And then tighten this. Now I don't want to put too much stress on it, because this is plastic. If you had a big nut, you could put some stress on it and it would lock it in place. Now the microscope itself, you just tighten that button a little bit there. Put this down through here all the way. Okay. Let's just make sure we've got it all the way. Yes. And then tighten these little things finger tight, like that. Okay, now we're going to connect the main power input is a USB-C that goes right there. Okay, I'm not going to plug that in right now because I know the batteries are charged, but we have to get power down to the base. So we just go like this and put that down on the base. Okay, now it's ready. We've got these lights. It's right about there is the center point. So we got these lights. And then when we power it on, first of all, let me just push this back a little ways. Okay. We turn on the power. And there it is, Elikliv. I don't know what that is supposed to mean. And it says quality microscope. Now let's just pick something. Okay, here's a quarter. Now you focus here by turning this. And if you want, you can turn these lights on, change the brightness and so on, just like that. Get these things on that light. Okay, did I hit the wrong thing? Okay, so there is the quarter. Now, this is up about at its maximum height. As you bring this thing down, like this, we get a closer and closer and closer view. Let's focus that, okay. And we'll keep going down. Charged. Okay, we'll put this into the back, the USB, right here. Okay. All right. So we're looking at the quarter, and now you can see we're in a lot more. But we can go further. Okay, this is down to the point where you can see all the scratches from this coin having been in other people's pockets and so on. We can really get down on something here. I'm not sure how far down it goes, but boy, it goes a long way down. And then you can adjust the lighting for whichever form you prefer. Okay, and the lights that are in here can be made brighter or less bright. There are many, many different lighting options. Okay, now, if you go here, see it's up to 2.4 times. Now, you get much beyond this and it gets really grainy. So I would say there is about as much as you are going to get. Whoops. Can't even move it now that I've had it. Okay, well. There's the Y in Liberty. Now, let me show you where this comes in as being helpful in electronics. Okay, get rid of the quarter. This right here is a circuit board for the QDX digital transceiver. This is the FT8 transceiver for QRP Labs, and it's got a lot of the surface mount components already in. Now we're going to take this one right here, which seems almost microscopic. Well, it is microscopic. We've got let's just move this up a little bit. Okay. I may be turning it entirely in the wrong direction. There we go. Now we're starting to see something. We'll turn this back so that we can see the entire thing here. This is an ARM processor. Let's see where to go. This is an ARM processor. All right, you can very clearly read the handwriting on it. And you can see the little, part of a millimeter becomes important as you look at that. Now note, this is put on perfectly. If you look over here, you see that the pins are not quite straight over there, and you look over here, they're pretty good. But over here you can see where the pins are quite a bit off. These are kinds of things. There's nothing wrong with it. It works fine. And you can take a look at this and check to make sure there aren't solder balls sitting in between those right there. Okay. And if you want to come up, and then you have to refocus, you can get a much better view. If you're trying to solder a surface mount component on, you can put the component on, hold it in place with a little piece of pegwood, and then solder it. Or you can use a heat gun and solder it too if you put a little bit of that. Here's the other side of the chip. L2 is Hans' favorite transformer. He does love those transformers in the circuit. This is a transceiver, but he's got all these are Texas Instrument, and there's an L4502, and we can look at all the different parts in here and get right down on top of them if we need to do surface mount soldering and things like that. And we can move this up to be brighter, and again go in and out with the menu. It's very bright. Now I want to point out on the back of this, there's a micro SD card right in there. There is a micro SD card which I can't get out of there. Shut itself off. High quality microscope. Anyway, there it is. So you can take pictures. There's a menu here, okay, that allows you to go through the menu. For example, this is playback for video. This is imaging. And this is some settings that you can do for color and so on. And this is the, you can actually put markers on here so that you can measure things if you want to. And I'll let you read the instruction book for getting all of them that you can do. You got your LCD brightness. You can bring that up to what you want. Photo size, the green is the selected one. So let's just do okay on that. We'll get out. Okay, that gives us photos that we can put on there. By the way, this right here that's into this little power supply right here can also be plugged into the computer so that you can see this in real time. Also, on the back is the HDMI output. You could take that to a monitor, or you could send it to a recorder, although this will record video itself. So you can get kind of what you want, whatever you need. The thing's got a lot of automatic features that work very well. This is QRP Labs, and this is the version 3 of the board. Okay, so there you have it, a really cool microscope. It's around $200, a little bit more. I imagine that there's a lot of these available. If you go to the Elikliv store on Amazon, you'll see all kinds of these available, each with slightly different features and slightly different prices. I'm very impressed with this. I've been tinkering with it, playing with it, looking at everything possible under the microscope. It's just like looking into a whole new world. And it has such nice features to where you can connect it to your computer and illustrate videos, which we will do, of course, with what comes off of here. So, if you would like to help support this channel financially, go to dcasler.com/support, pick a way that works for you. I've been kind of pushing the Patreon method because it's the most user-friendly. So, there you have it. Until we next meet, 73.